Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ben Arnott and I'd like to welcome you to the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast, Australia's first barbecue podcast.
This is Jess Pryles and you're listening to Smoking Hot Confessions.
This is episode 18 of the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast, and it sees me travel from the Gold Coast down to Port Macquarie for the annual Blues BBQ Festival, or as it's known on the competition circuit, BBQ Wars. If you can remember all the way back to episode 1, Adam Roberts, a co-founder of the Australasian Barbecue Alliance, filled us in on the history of the festival. The first BBQ Wars in 2014 was actually the very first ABA competition in Australia. Flash forward to 2017 and there are 101 teams in the competition, making it the biggest competition ever outside of the United States. Situated right on the beach, this was an epic location for an epic weekend of competitive queue. This comp was a little bit different in that I wasn't competing as Smoking Hot Confessions. For this comp, I was part of a collaborative team by the name of Smoking Hot Smartfires. Mark from Smartfire was team captain, and we had Keith and Mick from Because Brisket on board too. We'd all met up at previous comps and got on well, so decided we'd get together and have a bit of fun at BBQ Wars 2017. I'll tell you how we went later, but for now, let's meet some of the teams. Just to forewarn you though, I was interviewing people after the end of the competition, so some of the teams had had a few more beers than the others. So I guess I should say, let's meet what's left of some of the teams.
This is the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast with barbecue pitmaster Ben Arnott. How long's it been since your last confession?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here now at the 2017 BBQ Wars, aka the Blues BBQ Festival. It's the 4th annual one, and they were telling us at check-in yesterday that this is the largest ever barbecue competition in the Southern Hemisphere, ever. So that is a great thing to be a part of. There are 101 teams down here at the moment. That's over 400 individual competitors competing in 101 teams, as I just said. And we are packed out at the Breakwall Caravan Park here in Port Macquarie. If it sounds like I'm stumbling on my words a little bit, it's because I am beat. I am tired. The competition is now over. We've been cooking for 14 hours now, 15 hours. We've done our last hand-ins. We've just done a big major clean of the site. We're just about all done. And we've still got about another hour and a half before the awards. So I'm going to run around now and see whose stories I can catch and share them with you. Let's see how I go. I'm sitting here now with Nick from Brisky Business, and I had to come and say hi because I've managed to find one of only 3 smokers like it in Australia, and Nick actually owns the big brother of my smoker. He's got the 24-inch Radar Hill vertical offset. So I just had to come in and say hi and have a bit of a talk about it. How you doing today, Nick?
Yeah, good mate, thanks.
How's the competition been treating you?
Yeah, it's been epic. This is the first port comp that we've done, so and obviously living in Port, it was it was inviting and it's massive and everyone here is cool. So, and we feel like we might have gone okay. So, pretty stoked.
Fantastic. So it's a very short trip home for you. I'm quite jealous. I got about an 8-hour drive ahead of me. So yeah, you've definitely got it over me there. I'm heading back up to the Gold Coast. Now, as I was just saying before, you have the big brother of my smoker. How's that treated you this weekend?
Oh, it's an absolute weapon. Like we love it. We were actually a little bit worried with the turn-ins being all in the one day that we might need maybe a second just to do the smaller jobs, but we just found it's so easy. It's got so much room. Like the real estate in there is massive, and plus it's a lot more compact and smaller to get around than the offset 24. So it's an absolute treat to have. It's great.
Yeah, right. So have you found that the particular proteins respond better to particular smokers? I've spoken to a couple of teams who say, oh yeah, I'll do this in this machine and that in that machine, or do you just do it all in one smoker?
No, we just do it all in that one smoker. What we found to be really good for us was with the tuning plates, how we can have them all across to the box, to the hot box, and then we can use like the point on to the left, so it just allows a lot more airflow to come in and it cooks it evenly without drying out the flat. So that's something that we found that's been really good with that particular smoker. So, but we just use it for everything at all. So.
Yeah, I do much the same. I get mine up to 275 and just load them up, top to bottom shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, we do the same. We've been running everything hot and fast lately, so it's it's a great thing to do with the hot and fast. Like we've been pushing everything 300, 325 lately, so do 6-hour briskets. It's been great.
Now, you just said that this is your first port. How many comps have you done to date?
This is our second. So we've only owned the smoker for about 9 months now. So yeah, this is just our second comp.
Fantastic. And what was the other comp that you went in?
Meat Stock Sydney just this year, so it was a little bit different. A lot easier to come here, but it's a great comp down there. We didn't do too well, but it was a good experience.
But you're not starting small though. You've just aimed for two of the biggest comps in the circuit and taken them head on. So kudos to you.
Yeah, thanks, mate. We got we actually got fourth for Chef's Choice. That was pretty exciting. So, but we just got thrown in. It was actually Hodgie from Burnview talked us into it, and we won't look back now. We're just all over it. It's great. The low and slow scene, good fun.
That's awesome. So, have you been a spectator here in previous years? How has the festival grown?
I've came a couple years ago, and I didn't really take too much notice, but I just remember. It was further down when we first walked in from the town green. It didn't seem like it was that big a deal, but now that I've actually started to take notice, you just see how big it really is, and what it brings to the town and the amount of people here. It's crazy how much it's grown just from being in the industry. I'm a chef by trade, so all you hear about is like smoked meat, and it's just all the phase, and it's really growing fast in Australia for sure.
One of my teammates went to get some breakfast this morning, and she went across there and she got whatever it was, bacon egg roll, we'll say, and the person in the cafe said, "What's all the smoke? Do you think there's a bushfire?" And she said, "No, there's 101 teams just about 2 blocks away for the Southern Hemisphere's biggest barbecue competition, and it's happening in your town right now." And she was a bit surprised by that. So, it's certainly an interesting situation. So, what do you think is going to be your best hand in the award ceremony coming up shortly?
I feel like maybe chicken was our best hand in for us. I think it was our best, but it'd be good to go well in brisket. Everyone wants to do well in brisket, so it'd be nice to go well in brisket. Anything in the top 20.
Well, mate, if you've got your bigger brother of my smoker and you've set it up the way you told me, I'm sure you're in for a good chance. Best of luck with it.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Alrighty, folks, I'm standing outside what is I don't even know what to call it. It's a mega marquee complex. It rivals the Shangri-La in terms of the custom work that's been done on it. It's Full Throttle Barbecue from Newcastle, New South Wales, and I managed to pin down Lucas. Mate, how has Port Macquarie been to you this weekend?
Yeah, it's been great. It's nice and sunny. It's been a great time.
And is this your first Port Mac?
Yeah, this is actually our first comp ever. So yeah.
First comp ever, and you've managed to track down a monster marquee setup like this. How did you achieve that?
We worked pretty hard on it. Extreme Marquees are the ones that put this together. It's been really, really great. Been able to get a hold of this, and not easy to set up, but apart from that, it's been great.
Fantastic. And what have you been cooking on this weekend?
We got free 2 offsets and a big green egg out the back. So we've been using them. We've cooked. We've handed in for all elements of this weekend's comp, so it's been pretty good. Great meat from Brown's Butchery down in Vorton and Raymond Terrace. $1,500 worth of meat we brought up with us, and most of it's gone into the comp.
Wow, that's a fair whack there. So what do you think is going to be your strongest hand in?
Definitely between the pork ribs and the brisket. The pork ribs, I've just had a spectator come up and let us know that the rub on that and the flavour of the ribs is fantastic, so that's always a good start. And the briskets come up really good, so we're excited with that too.
Pork ribs sounds good, mate. Well, look, I'm going to cross my fingers for you, and I hope you get up there for your first ever comp. That would be awesome.
Too easy. Appreciate the support.
Thanks for your time. I'll catch you later on.
See ya. No worries.
I'm standing here with quite possibly the most Aussie named barbecue team I've ever found. It's True Blue Q, and I'm talking to Troy. Mate, Troy, how is what was it? The Southern Hemisphere's largest ever barbecue competition. How's that treated you this weekend?
Very good, actually. It's probably the most relaxed comp I've been to. Like, just atmosphere-wise. So many teams. It's been good.
I think I'd have to agree with that. I thought coming into it, 101 teams, this is going to get just insane. And everyone's just been really well behaved. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, everyone's been well behaved. We haven't had any issues, so everyone's friendly, comes to says hello, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah. So is this your first ever Port Mac?
Yes, first Port Mac. First indeed. But we will be coming back next year.
Absolutely. It's just so good. It's just amazing. So how many comps are you up to this year?
This is our third this year. So we only do a few a year because that's all we can afford, but we have a great time every time.
Yeah, I can tell. I caught up with you the other night and we had a good old chat. So that was that was good. So I'm just having a look at your site setup here, and I can't help but notice the 3 identical Gateway drum smokers that you got lined up here. How do you like them?
I love them. It really takes your barbecue to the next level. Like, I've got a Kamado Joe at home, and I use it for pizzas now. I don't even bother with it. I just pull this thing out and cook. So I do all sorts of stuff on it. We do cakes on it. We do pork belly, whatever.
So not to sound obtuse, but how is a Gateway drum different from, say, an ugly drum smoker?
Well, we've got one here that we've been using this weekend, and speed between that and this, incredible. Just this cooks so much different to what this does. So we basically use the UDS only as a warmer opposed to as a cooker because of the speed that it cooks at.
Now, is that because the Gateway drums get so much hotter than a standard UDS?
I don't know if it's heat or the way it circulates the air inside that cooks things so much quicker. Because we were cooking the UDS at exactly the same temperature and we can't get the same times out of it. They're magic.
That's fascinating because they look pretty much the same sort of design-ish, just from a person that's never used either, just standing outside looking in. Now, you mentioned that the air circulates differently inside. Is that is there something inside that makes them do that? Is there like a little turbine thing in there, or how does that work?
I don't know. We think they're magic because we don't know why it does what it does, but it does.
So it's techno wizardry.
That's it. They're magic.
Fantastic. So where could someone look at getting one if they were interested in a Gateway drum?
They sell them at BBQ Smokers in Eunora. He's the importer of them, so if you want one, you've got to get down there and grab one.
Sounds good. I might be going down there and having a bit of a look at them myself if they are as magic as you say they are. So how do you think you went this weekend?
You never know, but we've done well. We think we've done well in all categories, but then the judges decide, so we'll see where we end up at the end.
Yeah, right. Well, I will cross fingers for you that I see you up on stage in a little over an hour.
Fantastic. See you then.
Thanks for your time. I'll catch you later. Well, now this is exciting. Not only is this BBQ Wars, but this also has turned out to be brother versus brother wars. I've tracked down my mate Cameron from Third Degree Burns. You remember I talked to him at the Burleigh episode. I think that was episode 16 or 17. Well, I've tracked him down here again. He's also from the Gold Coast, and he is side by side here against his brother's team, Hunter Hogs Barbecue. And first of all, it looks like his brother's going to pussy out on having a bit of a chat with us, so Cameron wins that one straight away. And 1-0 to Cameron, yep. And mate, how has the brother versus brother weekend been treating you on your birthday, no less?
It's been really good. It's a good experience. It's good fun cooking next to each other, like just seeing what we're doing at different times or what we're doing the same at different times. You sort of try and get maybe a little sneak peek of if they're doing something different to you. But we do have our secrets and stuff still. But we'll see what happens at 4:30.
Yeah, that's not too far away. Now, not only has it been brother versus brother, but it is your birthday. Do you think your brother's going to deliberately throw these categories to get to try and help you get up on stage?
Never. I reckon there's bragging rights. They got a couple of places under their belt, and we've got a couple of places under our belt. So we'll see if we can, take anything home.
So it's no hold bars. He's not going to cut you any slack. That's what you're saying.
Not at all. He's it's just fair play. Just do whatever you can to win.
Fair enough. Sounds like a good old sibling rivalry. Now, I'm looking at your side here, and not only are you side by side, brother versus brother, you've actually gone and lined up all your smokers, literally like they're going to line up for a football match. You've got your Bullockhead Creek lined up against his Hark. You've got his 2 Weber Smoky Mountains lined up against your Pro Qs. How have your machines been treating you this weekend?
Good. We had no problems with our pits. The Pro Q's run like a dream, and Bullockhead Creek's solid. I can't speak for his stuff, but I do know those Weber Smoky Mountain 22s look pretty sexy.
They are mighty large, aren't they? You could do 2 whole turkeys on them for Thanksgiving in one go, I reckon.
For sure, yeah. There's plenty of room in those guys, and they just tick on all night, and they just stay on temp. They're good.
Yeah, right. So what do you think has been your strongest to date?
Today I was really happy with my chicken, which is probably the best chicken I've ever cooked to date. I'm not much of I'm usually pretty bad on chicken, but I've been doing quite a bit of practice lately, so we'll see how we go. And I just hope I do get better scores than last time. I don't think we'll be right up there. Some of the chicken that's going around is pretty nice looking, pretty sexy, but I was real happy with what we did.
Sounds good. I was pretty proud of ours. And then I saw Primal Lion's chicken from across the road, and I had to actually go over and say, "Excuse me, can I take a photo?" Because it looked so good. It was just incredible. So yeah, I certainly understand what you're saying about that. Now, has this been your first ever Port Mac?
No, we were here last year. It was our first Port Mac last year, and we competed together in the same team, and we're under Tony Danza's Meat Bonanza. And then from there, we've because we live in 2 different states, gone and done our own sort of barbecue teams, and then we come this year to face off against each other.
Well, mate, it's going to be interesting come 4:30. Thanks very much for your time, and I'll catch you again soon.
No worries. Thanks, Ben.
You're listening to the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast with barbecue pitmaster Ben Arnott.
I'm standing in front of a lineup of some of the most beautifully well-kept Weber kettles I've ever seen in my life. And I spent the first 4 years of my time competing, cooking on Weber kettles, so it's great to see that a lot of people are still out there getting on them and using them. And I'm standing in front of the BBQ barbecue team tent, and I'm talking to Ryan. Mate, how has Port Macquarie been treating you?
Mate, it's been beautiful. We are locals, so it took us 4 minutes to get here. We just unpacked our gear, did a second run, come back again, and straight into the beers.
So you would have actually been able to go home and sleep in your own beds?
We could have, if we wanted to, but you got to get amongst it, mate. And we did get amongst it.
That sounds awesome, mate. That's good to hear. So you've got a Weber of virtually every colour here. Are you actually missing any?
We need the green, the brown, and Weber Kettle Club have a Simpsons one. I want that one. That one's beautiful.
Righto, so if they leave that unattended tonight, then we'll know where that's gone.
It's gone. It's gone straight up.
Nice. So is that a Weber Smoky Mountain hiding down the background there?
No, mate, that's just Fornetto. One of the boys picked it up at the garage sale 2 weeks ago. So I think he's done 1 pulled pork on it, and we put the sausage on it this weekend, and it works. The sausage cooked.
Well, that's the most important thing. You don't want to put a sausage on a barbecue and then not have it cooked.
You don't want to stuff up the sausage. That would be embarrassing.
No. So is this your first time competing at Port Macquarie?
It is. It's our first time. We usually play with these in the backyard. So we just brought backyard barbecue to Port Macquarie, rocked up and did it. So
are you saying that the largest barbecue competition in the history of the Southern Hemisphere is actually your first ever barbecue competition?
It is. And being welcomed, and everyone's been great. It's been awesome.
Mate, that's amazing. So what inspired you to come along to your first ever barbecue competition?
All the photos, all the videos, your podcasts, and mate, it's down the road. So let's go. 3 days accommodation, cook some meat, have some beers, get amongst it.
Mate, that's what it's all about. Well, I wish you the best of luck for the prize ceremony coming up shortly, and I hope to see you up there on your first ever debut competition.
It'd be great to be on a pedestal. Second last would be brilliant. Don't want to be last.
No one wants to be on the bottom, mate, but someone's got to be. All right, I'll also keep an eye out for any more Webers you might be missing from your collection.
Yeah. More colours. We want the rainbow.
All right, I'll see what I can find for you. I'll catch you later on. I'm just walking past our own site here at the Smoking Hot Smart Fire team, and my my team captain, Mark from Smartfire, has left his bottle of Fireball whiskey on the table, so I'm going to sneak a little bit on my way past. I'm now standing outside what is quite possibly one of the bizarrest team setups I've ever seen. There's actually like a flatbed bayou boat that's maybe 20 feet long, 10 feet wide, 6 meters, sorry. My father was a woodwork teacher, so I tend to speak in feet and inches. And it's a full story high. It's got a solid roof on the top with a rooftop tent on the top and hammocks strung up underneath. It is truly a sight to behold. And if I walk around the side here, I'm just being led around the corner. We're going to see something else that they've got here, other than the whopping 250 horsepower 4-stroke outboard still attached. Oh, I'm being led onto the boat. This is fun. What have we got here? Oh, he's taking me to the beer fridge. I do like where this is going. It's a keg setup system as well. So these guys really know how to do it. They're going to go out on a flat bottom boat with a keg system. Very clever, very clever.
Pouring beer on tap in the boat.
Pouring beer on tap in a boat in the middle of a caravan park at the Southern Hemisphere's largest ever barbecue competition. I think this is living. This is living. All right, we're just going to step out of here just away from the music for a second. Now I've got Princess Parsley here, aka Phil. And he's given me the stink eye now, but I think his missus stitched him up for that. So, mate, how has Port Mac been treating you this weekend?
It's beautiful up here today at the moment. It's a lovely sunny afternoon. We scored a nice spot under a tree, and it's been a great weekend. We've cooked a good bit of meat, and we ate fish and chips yesterday, but we've eaten meat all day today.
Well, that's what it's all about, mate. So I got to ask, why the boat?
It's our weekender, and we're weekending, so we had to bring the weekender with us to have our weekend. So everywhere we go, we're either on the water in the boat or we're on the land in the boat, but we're just boaties. We're weekenders.
All right, I can see a certain logic to that. That's interesting. It's definitely the most unique setup here at the competition. So is this your first ever Port Mac?
This is our first ever Beer Fest event. Yes, we got the hammocks that set up for sleeping, so we tag team through the night. So one's cooking, one's hammocking, then we tag team back to make sure our meat's all perfect. But we've only come up the road from Camden Haven, so we're only from the next bar system down the river. So we're about 30 minutes up the road, which isn't too bad. We're all part of the local surf club down there, and it's just great to get away for the weekend to the local areas and do the local stuff.
Mate, that's what it's all about, bringing local communities together. And I think this massive festival is going to do a lot for this local area. So I love that you're on board, and I love what you've done here with the boat. So of the 6 hand-ins that we've done today, what do you think is going to be your strongest one?
I think our best chance is the brisket, but I mean that's everyone's best chance. Everyone wants to win the brisket. That's what it's all about. But hopefully. But I love the way that no one knows whose is what, and it's just an honest judging event. No one can cheat. It's just hand it in, and that's it. Job's done. See what they like, and you win if you win, you lose if you lose. But we're doing it. We're having fun.
Mate, it is a double-blind system. It's the fairest system I've ever come across. What are you cooking on this weekend?
We were cooking on open fire wood. I think we're the only people here that aren't either using charcoal or an offset smoker. We're actually cooking straight underneath burnt firewood. We're as feral as it gets.
That's fantastic. Now, you said before that this was your first ever Port Mac. Is this your first ever barbecue competition, full stop?
It is full stop. We've got a friend who came out last year and had a look, and he said, mate, our system's going to have a go at this. Let's go and have a go, boys. So we brought the boat up, put beer on tap, and we're here drinking beer and cooking with wood.
I love it, mate. I love it. Thank you for your time, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
No worries. You have a good afternoon.
I've managed to pin down Joel from the Bogan Barbecue Company, and I've come to have a bit of a talk to him because he's got a matching pair of Smoke and Jack barbecues here from a group called Metal Monkey Engineering. Now, being from Queensland, I don't know too much about these guys, but I have seen them everywhere here at Port Macquarie this weekend. If I stand and just spin in a 360-degree circle, I can see at least 4 more. So,
corner. It's the jack-off corner, mate.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Joel, mate, before we get into the Smoking Jacks, how have you enjoyed Port Macquarie?
Yeah, it's been a brilliant event. This is our first event at competing, and yeah, it's brilliant. Great atmosphere, great weekend. We love it.
So this is your first ever competition, not just your first ever Port Macquarie. Did I understand that right?
We've judged at competitions before. We judged here last year, and this is our first year competing. First comp competing.
Fantastic. So you've gone from judges to being competitors. That is a fantastic trajectory on that. That's one of the recommended ways to go. So good on you guys. Now, as I said before, I wanted to have a bit of a talk about the Smoking Jacks. Mate, these are some serious looking bits of gear for first timers. How did you come across Metal Monkey?
We were here on the last year and got talking to Adam, and yeah, he said he was starting to develop these, and we were sort of thinking about what we were doing, and yeah, we hit him up and said, well, can you make us a pair of them? And yeah, we're gonna. There, that one's Jill and this one's Jack. Jack and Jill.
Well, mate, let's hope they don't go rolling down the hill, eh?
They won't roll real far. They're too heavy for that.
They have pretty serious looking bits of gear, mate. So how do they go? They look pretty steady, just looking at the temperature gauges now from top to bottom.
Yeah, mate, they hold their temperature really well, and they respond really quickly to you. If you open up the vents down the bottom, like, you can get them running pretty hot pretty quick, and yeah, you lose your temp a little bit when you open the door, but as soon as you shut it, it comes back up pretty quick. And they're a bloody good machine, and like we got all night out of one bloody basket full of charcoal, and yeah, they're a bloody good thing.
So they're essentially a vertical cabinet smoker where you put the charcoal in the bottom, and then the heat travels up through the shelves inside the main cooking chamber and out through a chimney on the top.
They run a snake system in the bottom here, so we just fill this up with hot coals, fill this all up with unburnt stuff, and yeah, we seem to get a good burn all the way through.
That's fantastic. And how many hours did you say that lasts for?
Went for about 12 hours before we put any more coal in it.
So you could literally cook, probably 5 briskets in there while you're sleeping?
Yeah, I reckon we could fit more in there than that. I reckon we could put probably 7 or 8 briskets in there if we wanted to.
Yeah, wow, that is a lot larger inside than it looks from the outside, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mate, that is a very interesting looking bit of gear. Thank you for your time, and I wish you luck at the award ceremony coming up shortly.
No dramas, mate. Thanks for popping in. Do you want a beer?
I was just talking to Joel about his Smoking Jacks, and I've turned around, and behind me is a bright yellow Smoking Jacks. Belongs to the Wizards of Q, and I'm talking to Adam, mate. How has Port Macquarie been treating you?
Yeah, very good. It's our second competition, and the vibe's been good. We've been loving it. It's been really good.
When did you get here?
Thursday afternoon, about 4 or 5 o'clock. So, yeah.
And how far have you come?
From Sydney, northwest of Sydney, so the Hills District.
Oh, so a fair run then?
Yeah, so we came in 2 cars. So we took a trailer over there. We had the Jack and the Flaming Coals offset. And Brad, I travelled down with, and Todd and Brendan travelled in their own car. So we got here. There was an accident on the way, so we struggled a bit, but...
Yeah, I came down from the north and there was an accident coming the other way as well. So I don't know what was going on. There was just some bad juju on the highway that day.
Brisbane, aren't you? Or Gold Coast. Gold Coast, yep, Gold Coast.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Gold Coast, you have a bright gold Smoking Jack here, mate. Can you give me a bit of a walkthrough of the Smoking Jack and tell me what it is that you love about it?
Yeah, so this is Brad's Smoking Jack. It's a vertical smoker. It's the first time that we've used it at a competition, so Brad only got it, was it 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago. And it's made by Metal Monkey Engineering. So Brad had to travel down to the Southern Highlands to go and pick it up. And yeah, we got some good results off it today. We did brisket on the Smoking Jack. We also did chicken and pork ribs as well. So yeah, got a good workout. and all the rest of the cuts we did on the other smokers. So yeah, it's been good. It's solid. I had to carry it down Brad's stairs with the rest of the boys in it. Gave us a bit of a workout. Got a sore back now, but yeah.
It's a pretty solid looking bit of gear, mate. How much does it weigh?
205 kilos, I believe, yeah. Maybe a little bit over, but yeah, I believe it's 205.
When I lived in South Korea, they used to move people in and out of apartments using little trucks with elevator platforms on them. I think you need to track down one of them.
Well, believe it or not, Brad's actually talking about building a ramp in his house so that he can get the smoking jack up it, because it's too much of a pain us having to lift it down the stairs. So we're enjoying competition barbecue, so we need to be able to get it to competitions nice and easy so we can just relax when we get here, and we haven't got bad backs, which we've got now.
Has he heard of a garage?
Yeah, it's a bit full. He's got a fridge down there and other stuff, so.
Fair enough. Now, you told me about the other one here, the flaming coals. Can you give me a bit of a run through of this? Because something that I get asked a lot is, Ben, can you tell me the difference between, say, a Hark Texas Pro and a flaming coals? Yeah. And this is the first time I've ever actually laid eyes on a flaming coals, mate. So can you walk me through it and tell me a bit about it?
The main difference is the extra vents and the airflow that you get through the firebox. So it's a 20-inch, similar to the Hark Texas Pro. The good thing about it also is you get 3 gauges rather than 2. I actually installed a Tell-True thermometer to replace one of the Flaming Coals thermometers that they actually give. But yeah, it's a good unit. I've only had this for three weeks as well, so it's been pretty solid. The guys at Barbecue Spit Rotisserie, they've got good customer service and they look after us. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time. It's not long now until the awards ceremony, so I need to keep going, and I will catch you again soon.
All right, thank you. Cheers.
This is David Ong, and you're listening to Smoking Hot Confessions.
Just starting off with some fun stats. Today is the 50th official competition for the Australasian Barbecue Alliance. We had over 100 judges, over 3,000 individual portions of barbecue, and around 10,000 scores to tally. We wanted to give a thank you to all the bands, crew, volunteers who helped out today. We certainly want to give a very special thank you to the ABA crew, if you want to just show your faces out the front. Head Judge Darren Sutton, Garana, Luke, Lloyd, Mikey, Demi, Louise, and Christy. Give them a hand. In 10th place, the Beard and the Barbecue. An 8th place tie with Hunter Hogs and Manning Valley Natural Smokers. And tied in 6th place, Smoking Jokers and Weber Kettle Club. In 5th place, Street Meat Barbecue. In 4th place, Country Boys Barbecue. In 3rd place, for sausage category, Pitmasters Eating Tasty Animals. In 2nd place for the sausage category, Pork Hunts Barbecue. And please join me in welcoming for the very first category for this year's Buffalo Trace BBQ Wars. First place sausage goes to Southern Boys Barbecue. All right, if I can ask our representative from Fornetto, who are the generous sponsors of the chicken category, is making a habit out of this. In 10th place, chicken, the beard and the barbecue. 9th place, chicken, Eureka Smoke. In 8th place, chicken, Smoking Coals Barbecue. We have a tie in 6th place. Let's give it up for Mile High Porkers and Grillers in the Mist. And from now on, we will have our teams come up to receive their trophies. 5th place chicken goes to Grilling in the Name of. In 4th place chicken, Sounds on West Smokehouse. In 3rd place chicken, Barbecue Mafia. 2nd place chicken, Pitmasters Eating Tasty Animals. That's true. Alrighty. Now, not forgetting that our first place chicken category winner will receive $500 in cash and prizes from Fornetto. And a pretty impressive trophy, quite frankly. First place chicken goes to Smoking Hot Smart Fires. Alrighty, we've hit the lamb category. Let's get lammy, yo. In 10th place lamb category, Lakesland Smokehouse. We have a three-way tie for 7, 8, 9. Let's hear it for Grillers in the Mist, Flamin' Mongrels, and Rollin' Smoke Barbecue. Wow. In the lamb category, 6th place sits Shire Smokers Barbecue. So in 5th place lamb, Pitmasters Eating Tasty Animals. 4th place lamb belongs to Highland Q. Give it up for your 3rd place lamb winners, Natural Born Grillers. 2nd place for our lamb category belongs to Fast Lane Barbecue Crew. And winning $500 plus prizes furnished by Barbecues Galore Port Macquarie. Let's hear it for our number 1 lamb team, Smoking Coals Barbecue. Things are about to get a little porcine in here with the pork category. Let's start off in 10th place. And give it up for 10th place pork, the Smoking Hot Brothers. Tied for 8th, 9th place, Smoking Jokers and Barbecue Mafia. In 7th place pork, Bad Ass Barbecue. Number 6 in the pork category, the Smoke Kings. So in 5th place, Scotch and Smoke. Fourth place in our pork category goes to Wither P&Q. Our third place for the pork category belongs to Country Boys Barbecue. I can't make this up. In second place, Roll and Smoke Barbecue. All right, our first place for the pork category, winning $500 and in cash and prizes, furnished by Sun Pork. First place goes to Weber Kennel Club. We are up to the pork rib category. In 10th place for pork ribs, Pork Hunts Barbecue. In 9th place, Brisky Business Barbecue. In 8th place, Manning Valley Natural Smokers. And we have a tie for 6th place, pork ribs. Tied in 6th are Smoking Hot Smart Fires and Ribbon and a Tearin'. Fifth place pork ribs goes to the Meat Sweats. Fourth place pork ribs goes to Pitts Perfect. In third place for pork ribs, let's hear it for Barbecue Mafia. In second place, pork ribs, the Inglorious Basters. All right. In your pork ribs category for 2017 Buffalo Trace BBQ Wars, presented by Pro Q, who are offering $500 cash and prizes to the winner, join me in congratulating Natural Born Grillers. All right, we're up to our brisket category. In tied 8th, 9th, and 10th place brisket, Smoking Jokers, where there's smoke, there's dinner, and Rollin' Smoke Barbecue. Seventh place brisket goes to Barbecue Mafia. In 6th place brisket, Double Barrel Barbecue. 5th place brisket, Smoking Coals Barbecue. Fourth place in our brisket category goes to Wizards of Q. Third place in the brisket category, Natural Born Grillers. Second place in our brisket category. Let's hear it for the beard and the barbecue. First place brisket. The team that receives $500 in cash plus prizes from Wingham Beef Exports. Come and take a walk. Scotch and smoke. We are up to our Grand Championship placings, or overall placings, for this, the Buffalo Trace 2017 Australian Barbecue Awards. We have a tie for 9th and 10th places. Smokin' Jokers and the Beard and the Barbecue. In 8th place, Fast Lane Barbecue Crew. In 7th place, Pitmasters Eating Tasty Animals. In a tie for 5th and 6th place, Roll and Smoke Barbecue and Weber Kettle Club. Fourth place overall belongs to Natural Born Grillers. And our third place goes to Smoking Hot Smart Fires. The Reserve Grand Championship champion, who will win $1,000 in cash plus prizes, thank you to Buffalo Trace, is Smoking Coals Barbecue. And that means winning an entry to the Royal, a chance at Houston, $5,000 in cash, prizes, Buffalo Trace, the 2017 Australian Barbecue Wars at Port Macquarie goes to Barbecue Mafia! Come on, clap them down, they deserve it. These are your grand champions, Barbecue Mafia, straight out of Brisbane.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you've probably just guessed, this episode of the podcast just went a whole lot sideways. So we came into this competition as four blokes that had met up in competitions in the past and gone, you know what, we're having a great time hanging out. Let's go do a comp together and just, hang out, drink some beers, cook some barbecue, have a cool weekend away and just chill out and kick back. And as you've gathered from the prize ceremonies, we have just picked up a 4-foot tall bloody statue and a whole bunch of other prizes. We took out first place in chicken, 6th place in lamb. Actually, it was 6th in pork ribs, not lamb, but, fireball. And 3rd place overall, 101 teams in the biggest barbecue competition ever in the Southern Hemisphere. This is just freaking amazing. I can't even get the words out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to the other team members and we're going to see what they have to say. All right, of our Smoking Hot Smart Fires team, we've got Keith here from Because Brisket, and he's been our pitmaster for this competition this weekend. We've all been following his instructions and shigging like crazy off of him, which is ironic because his nickname in the scene is King Shigger. So I think this is about his 7th team this season, but it's obviously all paid off. Mate, how you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm pumped. I couldn't be happier. It's just, I couldn't have wished for a better outcome. It was unreal.
What's been the best part of the weekend for you?
Well, just drinking with mates. That's all, that's all I come here for. And if you win, That's a bonus, man.
And how did we do again, by the way?
We did manage third place.
So what's next for you from here then?
Well, I don't know. Jeez, I mean, once you're at the top, what do you do?
I think you go to Houston, don't you?
You could do.
Let's do it. Sounds good, man.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, I've got Mark now from Smartfire. And if you are not familiar with Mark, he's pretty much the Tony Stark of the barbecue world. He's a genius inventor from Melbourne, and he is the man behind Smartfire. And it was his idea to actually put this little project together for this weekend. How you doing, mate?
So excited. It's been such a nice weekend. Been hanging out with good people, cooking good barbecue, having a few laughs, and it was just quite a surprising and awesome outcome.
Did you think it was going to go this well for us?
I was hoping. It's our first outing. You know what I mean? We're good friends. We've hung out a few times, but we haven't practiced. I mean, it's all a little bit new and exciting. So I was hoping for one call-up. I thought one of our categories, lamb, was amazing. I thought we might do well there, and I secretly hoped that we got a call-up there, maybe a small trophy. But how it turned out, I'm so pleased. It's genuinely surprising.
So what do you reckon you're going to do next from here?
There might be a few celebrations tonight, a little bit of fun, lots of teams and our friends to catch up with, so it'll be a good time.
Sounds good, mate. And I'm guessing you and Monique are going to be drawing short straws to see who drives home tomorrow.
Well, we only have a short trip off to Canberra, a 6-hour joint, so we can do that after midday, after appropriate sleep-ins.
That sounds like a top plan, mate. Well, thanks, mate, and I'll catch up with you again soon.
Cheers. Thank you.
The fourth member of the team is here now, Mick from Because Brisket. He's a good mate of Keith's, and he was he arrived late on the scene at the competition. He did have to work all day and then travel up. He arrived well into the middle of the night, mate. The dedication is outstanding. And how you feeling?
Oh, mate, after today, absolutely pumped. Like everyone said, we've had a good outcome. So over the moon. Couldn't have asked for a better weekend away with some very good friends. So very happy.
What's been the highlight of the weekend for you?
Just been able to hang out with some very good friends and get back to basics again and just learn low and slow, pretty much. That's been the best part of it. Just getting to understand it all again.
Awesome, mate. That's fantastic. Well, I think it's time for us to go and just let this settle in. Third place at the biggest competition ever in the Southern Hemisphere. Sounds bloody good, doesn't it?
It's bloody awesome.
Righto, mate. Cheers. Catch you later.
Thank you.
Massive congratulations need to go to Barbecue Mafia on taking out Grand Champion at the biggest competition ever in the Southern Hemisphere, and Smoking Coles Barbecue for Reserve Grand Champion. Huge thanks and appreciation also need to go to Jay, Adam, Jess and the rest of the ABA team for putting on such a massive event and pulling it all off flawlessly. I'd also like to thank my Smoking Hot Smartfires teammates, Mark, Keith and Mick. All these lads are top blokes who pitch in and get the job done. Finally, I'd like to thank our sponsors for this event. Pure Meats Robina was our meat sponsor, and I highly recommend that you get into their shop if you want simply the best comp cuts in southeast Queensland. My personal recommendations are the pork ribs and the organic brisket. I'd also like to thank Firebrand for getting behind us and supplying our charcoal, and Ample Firewood Sydney for our wood. At the start of the episode, I promised I'd fill you in on how we went. Well, I think no one was more surprised than us. Smoking Hot Smartfires came out with first in chicken, sixth in pork ribs, and third place overall, in the biggest competition ever outside the United States. And what's more, because we finished top 20 at BBQ Wars, we were eligible to go in the draw to be invited to the World Championship of Barbecue at the Houston Rodeo in Texas in March next year, which we won. Ourselves and Manning Valley Natural Smokers are off to Texas in February to compete against 250 of the best teams the US has to offer. So you know what this means. the Smoking Hot Confessions Podcast Season 3, Texas Road Trip. Yeehaw! Now some announcements. Firstly, work has started on Season 2 of the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast, and if you've been watching on the socials, you will have seen some exciting announcements. You'll remember that Season 1 was called Comp Ready and was all about helping people realise their goals of getting into competition barbecue. Season 2 is called Livin' the Dream, and in this series I'll be interviewing people that have pursued their passions and are now running a barbecue-based business. We'll be learning about what they do, how they do it, how they got there, and what advice they might have for people also looking to live their dreams. I've already recorded one episode with Aidan from Cutthroat Knives. You've seen his works of art at the meat stock festivals where he designed a very limited range of meat stock themed brisket knives which were trophies for winners. It was an incredible afternoon where I learned all about the art of bladesmithing. I've got more interviews scheduled for later this week and next. It's going to be a busy but awesome couple of weeks. By now you're probably familiar with my free ebook, 27 Lessons Learned from Competition Barbecue. If you haven't got your copy yet, you'll need to get on it as I will soon be starting work on a new ebook and this one will no longer be available for free. Head to smokinghotconfessions.com/ebooks to get your copy now. There's also a link in the description. Also, please do reach out to me on the socials. I'm at Smoking Hot Confessions on Facebook, and there is the Smoking Hot Confessions community also on Facebook, a group where everyone is welcome, egos are left at the door, and we just talk and share our knowledge of Q. Follow me on Instagram at Smoking Hot Confessions and Twitter at BBQ Confessions. Well, that's it from me for this episode of the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast. Take care of each other and keep on queuing.
Thanks for listening to the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast. Head on over to smokinghotconfessions.com for recipes, tips, and Ben's own confessions.